It's June the 17th, and this is your Pacific Palisades real estate market update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty. I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians. Here is this week's important market activity. There are presently 79 active listings, creeping up slowly, but still relatively low, so it's still a great time to sell. Just listed on Bienvenida, 1233 Bienvenida Avenue, listed at $7,995,000. Now this is a gorgeous architectural that wants to be in Tuscany, okay? This is called Villa Montalcino, and it's built by the Aria Group. So Artie Tavangarian, who is like the preeminent builder of super high-end homes. In fact, he built the one in the Palisades that sold for $83 million last year. This is a gorgeous 5,300 square foot modern on a 13,800 square foot lot. Most of that is flat. There's a gorgeous backyard with amazing pool and various areas. And the backdrop you look at is all the vineyards of the Aria Vineyard estate behind this. It's a 4-bedroom, and it has a fabulous master and secondary bedrooms and a huge rooftop deck with ocean views. Just listed in Santa Monica Canyon, 222 Amalfi Drive, listed for $5,900,000. This is a nicely remodeled. Some are more recent, some are a little bit, within the last 7 or 8 years, updates. It's a 5,123 square foot house on a 5,900 square foot lot. It has a nice rooftop deck and some other decks, and it's in one of my favorite areas, as you know, Santa Monica Canyon. I love that spot. Just listed in the Huntington Palisades, 530 Amalfi Drive, listed for $5,895,000. Now this is a remodeled mid-century traditional on a 120-foot wide lot, so it's really wide but not that deep, and it's nicely remodeled, 3,646 square footer on that's an 8860 lot, and it really shows nicely, and it's very typical for a Huntington traditional. Just listed in the Huntington also, 765 Alma Real Drive. Now this is much closer to the village, and so it's super convenient to the village, and it is a very charmingly remodeled 1948 traditional. So it's very cute, but it does have a lot of that more, the floor plan indicative of that genre, if you know what I'm saying. And it's, like I said, very convenient to the Palisades Village. Just listed in the Palisades Highlands, specifically the Palisades Hills, 1241 Piedra Morada. Now this is a 1987 Tudor style, and it's listed for $4.6 million, okay? It's got great volume, a good floor plan, and it's in nice shape. It probably needs a little bit of updating, but it has fabulous backyard with pool and views back to the mountain range across the highlands. Very cool views. Just listed in Lower Marquez, 708 J. Conway for $3.2 million. It's a very crisp and cozy feeling, remodeled, mid-century. It's 2,200 square feet on 9,100 square foot lot. Most of that is flat. It's a great entry-level, move-in ready home, and you can walk to the nice little elementary school there at Marquez. Just sold in the El Medio Bluffs, 500 Muskingum Place for $4.9 million. Now this is a 2006 traditional. It was showing some wear and tear, so it sold, it was listed originally at 5.8 and it sold for 4.9. Oh, oops. One of my clients waiting for me. This sold in 46 days, and it was what did I say, 4,600 square feet. Oh, by the way, it had another 1,400 square feet on these in a lower section. I think it was unpermitted, but very livable. So really, it was reading like a 6,000 square foot house. Had a great lot, 11,000 square foot lot, and ocean views. Just sold on Las Casas Loop, 357. Granola sold for $5.5 million. Now this sold for $100,000 over the asking price of $5.4, and it sold in 9 days. It's a 1993 Cape Cod style that was built by Clark Remington, and Clark built some really beautiful house in the Palisades. And this is 4,600 square feet on an 8,300 square foot lot, and it showed really well. Just sold in Santa Monica Canyon, 355 Sycamore Road, sold for $4,950,000. That was the asking price. The days on market were 7. This is a 1950s Craftsman style that had been remodeled, some recently, some in the 70s, but it really had a true canyon feel. 3,000 square foot approximately on 6,300 square foot lot, and it had a pool. Just sold in Santa Monica, also 338 Entrada. Now this sold for $3,175,000. Here's an interesting story on this one. It started for $5.5 million in January. So, kind of a little highly priced there. 1947 Spanish style that had been updated over the years, but it was this now dated updates. So it did need work, and it did eventually sell at a good price. That was 2,800 square feet on a 6,000 square foot lot. Just sold in Sunset Mesa. 18425 Kingsport Drive sold for $3.1 million. For context, that sold in 2020 for $2.25. It was really well done remodel, and that was done prior to it selling in 2020, I believe. And some of the cool things about it was it had like this La Cornue range, a French, very exotic French range in it, and Fleetwood sliding doors, which are really nice. It did have views and a nice yard. Just sold in Lower Marquez, 1053 Enchanted Way, sold for $2,750,000. It started at $3.5 million. It was on the market for 88 days. Pretty much a tear down or a major fixer. That was that house was 2,200 square feet on a large 37K lot, but maybe a third of that was flat. Okay. And last but not least, just sold in the Alphabet Street area, just above the Alphabet Streets, 14949 McKendree. This sold for $2.3 million, definitely entry level. For that area, I think this was a good value. It was listed at 2.6, but it sold right away. Days on market 7. Now this was a 1956 traditional. It had somewhat updates in some of the kitchens and baths, but the floor plan was very much original. So I hope this information has been helpful to you, and if you're looking to find your perfect home, I look at more property on the west side than probably just about anybody around. Or if you're thinking of selling, inventory is still low, I'd love to help. Give me a call, and I will see you next week.